Why is that even remotely important to be emotionally intelligent? In life and in business, it's your peace of mind. It's your freedom. It's what will change the game and how you operate on a daily basis. And this is something that has helped me grow so much over the past decade. And it's a constant practice, just like going to the gym, just like building muscles. You constantly get better. Emotional intelligence is your self-awareness, being able to look at how you react and choose differently, and also be able to use a trigger, which is when you get angry or mad or anxious, when you can actually use those feelings towards your personal growth and development. Because I want to help you guys right now in a world that is distracted, that is scared, that is operating in fear, that is really getting emotional about a lot of things that are completely out of your control. I'm going to talk about what it takes to be emotionally intelligent and how that can propel you forward in business, in life, in relationships, and all of those things. Number one, you are self-aware. You recognize that your emotions as they happen are separate from who you are as a person and separate from your reactions, and you understand how they impact your thoughts and your behavior. So for somebody like me that realized at 32, almost 10 years ago, after a traumatic event happened, that I was living with PTSD and that these triggers, these outbursts of emotion in my life were there because I struggled with PTSD for 15 years prior to that, not realizing. Once I became aware of that, I could create different habits when I was upset by something. So instead of going from speaking to you like this and hitting a 10 of being angry and upset and emotional, when I feel that feeling, I'm like, hey, mostly to my husband or the people that are around me, my kids, hey, I need a time out for a second. I need to just take a minute to figure out why I feel this way so that I don't overreact, so that I don't say something that I don't want to say, so that I can really truly understand why I feel this way, and then we can move through it. So if you have the discipline to do that, you will harbor stronger relationships, not only with your friends, but with your kids, with your partner, with your team, with all of those people. Okay. Number two, you can regulate your emotions. So instead of reacting impulsively, you can manage your feelings in a way that aligns with your goals and values. And so where this comes into play, for some reason, you act out and you react and you say something that you don't mean, and it's out of character. Sometimes the outbursts that we have are out of character and they misalign with the values of who we really are, who we're striving to be, and then we feel guilty. Almost always we feel guilty because we reacted instead of responded. We reacted in emotion. So for those people that can calm their nervous system, not say anything, and then respond in a way that is appropriate based on their feelings being outside of what the issue is at hand, it changes the game of how people deal with you. I'll give you an example. I've been in the network marketing space for quite some time, and there have been people that have come and gone from my team, and some people won't even bother to have a conversation with you. They'll just like silently do it behind the scenes, or they'll, do it in a shifty way that is inappropriate because they're too scared to have the conversation. An unhealed person can't have an honest, respectful conversation with a healed person. It just doesn't work out. So you regulate your emotions in difficult conversations. Number three is you read people well. You easily pick up on others' emotions, even when they're not saying that much, making you a really great listener and a great communicator. You choose to have conversations with people, or you don't, based on what you believe the outcome will be. Now, I believe that you should run to every difficult conversation, but you create a really interesting relationship with people because you understand where they're at and you meet them where they are. You have an awareness, a situational awareness around people, so you don't treat everybody the same or speak to them the same. You kind of become a chameleon in a way that adapts to them, mimics them. Number four, you handle criticisms without getting defensive. You take feedback as an opportunity to grow rather than a personal attack. I ask for feedback on everything. If somebody doesn't like what I say or what I've been teaching, why? What were you expecting? What are you looking for? How could I help you? It just is an opportunity for me to get better. Granted, there are some people out there, their judgments are just a reflection of them, and they might say something to you that is inaccurate. So I have the ability to discern what other people say and either take it as feedback or kick it to the curb. I don't have to. You can handle criticisms without getting defensive or trying to convince anyone of your way. I have zero convictions about convincing people to see things my way. Most people are set in their ways and they want a solution, but they don't want your solution. They want their solution, even if their solution isn't giving them the result that they want. That's just how it is. Everybody wants instant gratification. Everybody wants instant success, but they don't want to hear that it takes 10 years to get there. Number five, you don't let negative emotions control you. You don't dwell on anger and resentment or frustration. Instead, you process the feelings and move forward. Now, when I was first working on my own personal development, when I first found out that I had PTSD, I started working with a counselor. And there would be moments that I was so angry at people. And I was like, this person did me wrong. What could you have done differently? Could you had a different conversation with this person? Could you have created boundaries and not let them into your life? Could you have really difficult conversation with them and tell them how you feel and see how it ends up, whether it goes this way or that way? Were you willing to do those things? And if you weren't, whose fault? So the onus always lands on you. And as soon as you can shift into that, I'm not saying there never is going to be anything that upsets you. There will be, but you don't let it control you. And it might control you for a couple of weeks. It might control you for a couple of days, a couple of hours, depending on how personal it is. Maybe it's a couple minutes and it's gone. The better you get, the more you understand that other people's feelings, comments, judgments are not your responsibility. They're your own. And anything that somebody says to you as a criticism is actually a reflection of themselves, the easier it gets. Number 6, you can navigate conflict gracefully. You know how to de-escalate tension and communicate effectively, and you can find a resolution without unnecessary drama. The other side might be full of drama. They might be full of miscommunications because they haven't learned the skill set to have proper conversations and to navigate conflict. So they get really uncomfortable. They avoid the conversation, and it gets way worse because they won't have the conversation in the first place, or they react instead of respond, and they're working on emotion. Unnecessary drama. You can either play into it or say, nope, not worthy of the conversation. Obviously, this isn't going anywhere. But all you can do is control your behavior. Number 7 is you're empathetic. You care genuinely about how others feel. And you can put yourself in their shoes and understand their perspective. Over the years, friends have come and gone. And in the beginning, I took it really personally. I got really upset about a couple of people that left my life. However, I can absolutely put myself in their shoes and see why. I have a certain standard that I honor my value and my belief system. And if other people want to encroach on that, they're not welcome in my life. And if they don't respect those boundaries or those values, they're also not welcome in my life. And that's okay. I'm okay to lose people over that because I have a higher standard of who I surround myself with. It's a flip of the switch. It's not that you lose them, they lose you. Number 8, you set healthy boundaries. So maybe there are people in your life, family, friends, and you know when to say no and protect your energy, ensuring that you're not being drained by these toxic relationships or unrealistic demands. How many of you show up for family events when you don't want to? So I set healthy boundaries. And if there are people in my life that come to me to complain all the time, which there aren't because I'm solution oriented, and most people that come to complain or dump on you that are constantly bringing you down, they're energy vampires. Those people, they're looking for people to sit in their shit with. I will not do that. I will be solution oriented. You go out and improve your life. Here's some homework. Go fix it. If you don't do the work, there's the boundary. You can't come back and keep complaining about the same thing over and over and over again. That's your definition of insanity. Mine is sitting in it with you. Number 9, you're adaptable to change. You don't panic when things don't go as planned. Instead, you just adapt and adjust course and problem solve, and you just keep moving forward. If you fail, okay, where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? If you have heated conversation with somebody, if you have an outburst as a parent with your kid, what could I have done better? How could I have changed that conversation? How could I have created a different result? You analyze and you adapt to change. And then number 10 is you inspire and you influence others positively. People are drawn to you because of your ability to encourage, motivate, and uplift them, making you a natural leader. When you learn how to communicate at a higher level, people want to listen. Many times I have a lot of people that are on my live trainings, a lot of people that show up in webinars and in workshops, and they're there live, and everyone's like, how do you get so many people live on your programs? How do you get so many people to show up when in a busy world? I'm like, because I add value, because I lead, because I encourage, I motivate, I tell them the truth in a way that is digestible, and then give them action steps because I want them to win no matter what that is. Instead of trying to convince somebody that they're wrong, lead them in a direction where you can have a conversation. You choose how you react, you choose how you respond, and understand that other people's behavior has nothing to do with you. How they show up has nothing to do with you. Do you feel like you're being judged by others all the time? Does that hold you back? Because anytime somebody says, I'm scared of what other people will think, I know that not only are they judging themselves, but they're judging everybody else. When you're emotionally intelligent, you just don't have it in you to judge because you don't know where people came from. You don't know what their stories, you don't know what their background is. You have no idea. You become unoffendable, which is what I try and teach my daughter every day. You will be able to get so much more done in life and business, and you won't waste a minute on somebody else's opinion or thought unless it's one that you value. Most people that you look up to have a lot of emotional intelligence. They know how to communicate correctly. If you can learn this skill of emotional intelligence, you will speed up your business. You will have closer relationships. You will have a lot more respect from people. You will also peter out the people that can't handle it because they haven't had the courage to handle their own trauma. And that's really what being good is choosing to act your very best, even when others don't deserve it. It's choosing not to hurt them. It's choosing not to say something. And to me, that's the biggest area of growth for most people because most people want to fight to be right. And once you learn that you don't have to fight to prove your point, you don't have to be right with people. None of that really matters. That's where your inner freedom, your peace of mind comes from. So I hope this is helpful to you. And if you have any questions, throw them in the comments. If you know somebody that needs to hear this today, that needs to build a little bit of strength. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.